so many guys out there. We don't say love. The drama continues as always. We just had a present, but you want it to be true. You make it true. But you get clicks. But when you go personal, what's really going on? Like, what's going on, y'all? This Greg. Greg said it. Back with another one. What's going on, y'all? It's Greg. Greg said on a wonderful Sunday morning. Appreciate y'all coming through here a little early. Normal our jizzle, always in the building. What's going on? We're here bright and early today. You know, every now and then we do things a little different. And so, you know, for you all who's catching this replay, you know, we switched it up today. I threw out a late notice last night. I don't do the best with far as promoting the shows. Maybe I do better with that. But, you know, we usually do our live around 12:30 on Sundays. I said during the off season, we shortened it up a little bit. Today won't be no different. But we started early. I have a little something to do this morning. Every now and then I have something to do. So I just keep y'all posted on that. I do better with that as far as notifications. Because I kind of known about it for some days. What's going on, Felix? And you know, YouTube is whatever. But y'all, man, I'm glad the notifications work for some of y'all. For y'all to know that the time switched up. Because today, you know, like every live on Sunday, we kind of do a little recap of what's going on in the week. The big thing right now is what's going on, y'all? What's going on, Unspoken? What's going on? The big news right now is no big news. I mean, the draft is the next big thing coming up. You know, then you have spring ball coming up after that. So we'll be able to see some more content when it comes to what the team is looking like in Colorado. Right now, we're looking at the Buffs and what it's going to look like for the former Buffs who are looking to go to the NFL, who are looking to get drafted. We kind of thought it was like an automatic when it come to like Shedeur and Travis. It was like it was in Travis for the most part. I don't know, he can go first, whatever, depending on who the team is. But his stuff has been always been pretty solid. He had a solid Heisman. Man, I looked at Travis workout, man. See, people want to be great in life. Y'all can maybe get inspiration motivation early. People want to be great in life, but people don't really know the type of work it takes. What's going on, Alan? What's going on there? When you look at what it takes for these guys to be who they are, even Shedeur, he takes his trainer around with him. Everywhere he go, Shedeur be on the beach, he be throwing in the condo. It don't matter where he at, he gonna get his workout, and he's very consistent. He's very routine. If you watch Shedeur train before the games, he don't skip nothing. He get out there early, he do his warm ups. It has a lot to do with his consistency. The one thing Shedeur is consistent. Now you would want him to do more like start fast, start slow, but he's consistent. If he started slow, he consistent. And he gonna come back on you. Know he gonna come back on you. One thing about Shedeur, he gonna make a run, but I don't care if he down 3 touchdowns. He gonna make a run. He put it all together. He can be something dangerous because he trains very consistent. I was talking about Travis Hunter. He showed his workout video when he's pre-draft video he dropped on YouTube, and you get to see what's going on. D Hall, you get to see like how Travis trained, man. Travis go out there and work out the whole day. I'll be wondering, like, at what point is that overload or how does that help you get better? He's training in fatigue, which shows you why he's able to do what he's do and why he don't get tired and why his fatigue looks like excellence because the dude go out there, he have a 3-day workout. I seen a video, 3-day workout, speed train. He go out there in the field, do training drills out there in the cold because this had to be about a month ago. Then he go into the inside facility. That's the one that he had with Cam Ward was there on his video, and he go on the inside, and then he go and hit the weights and all that, and do little speed stuff on the inside. Then he go, and do that the rest of the day, or he'll go back outside and do some drills, some DB drills. And him doing both positions don't help because that means there's more he have to do. So he go and he do speed drills, then he go do the strength stuff, then he go do his receiver drills, then he go do his DB drills, and it's like he might do some stretching or whatever. But man, go in there early in the morning, he leave is dark. Then he go right back in there the next morning, start off on the inside, do some stuff in the weights and whatever, do some hurdles and all that inside, footwork speed drills. Then he go outside, do some drills. Then he come back, go have lunch, and he come back and he do the rest of the day. Then he do it again a third day. And you say, well, good God Almighty. Everybody want to be great, but man, the level of work, I mean, you working through pain, you working through fatigue. Because that's what I told the guys, during the season. Like, nobody's playing 100%. When you play ball, you're going to be in some kind of pain, groin, hamstring, ankle, something going to hurt. So you assume when you watching game, they feel like you. And some people watching don't even feel that great. But when you look at what these guys are going through and physically and mentally because of the physical, sometimes you're going through stuff mentally because of the physical. Like I remember I had stuff going on with my back, my legs were going numb. It affected me mentally in my performance because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was going to go out on me. I didn't know if I could get hurt or hurt it worse. I didn't know what it was. So, you got a lot going on when you performing. But these guys, I know he's training in a way that, he's young. His body is trained to work under pressure. So that was impressive to see. I mean, you talking about back to back to back all day training, right? And that's not including like his regular training. That is his special training that he go down and do for a week or so or whatever. And at least he kind of maintain it. And same thing, like I said, when you watch the Shedeur channel. So these guys are putting in that work for the draft, and they're gonna have to do that stuff for the rest of their career, really, if they stay on top of it. Because one thing about your body, if you don't use it, you lose it. And anybody know that. Stop playing ball for some years. I ain't talking about your skill. I'm talking about your body ability to take pain, your body ability to recover. It has to be consistent, and these boys gonna be ready for it. I was looking at how, this has been about, I guess, a couple weeks now with Shedeur with the press conference situation, and how they pretty much just kind of, as they always do. But I think it's gonna be another level. Now I've been saying that, you follow me, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. By the way, if you follow me, I said this thing gonna pick up, because once he go into the pros, he's grown. It's like people kind of take the gloves off a little bit. He's getting paid. They feel justified. They can hide behind more stuff. Well, you getting paid $100 million. You need to do better. But really, they kind of critique him on a different level, and he kind of play into it because you know what it is. But when you look at it, I remember a year ago, really a year ago, going into the off season, like this time last year, going into the season, and they started, throwing stuff about that concert situation, and they started saying stuff like his draft stock gonna change. This before the season even started. This gonna lower his draft stock. They've been speaking that out. They've been speaking it out. They've been speaking it out, and it's like, I don't know. Y'all tell me, how do you win in that situation? How does he win? Does he like just sit back and just kind of take the shots, or do he play this character, this kind of kind of retaliant, kind of alter ego, adverse type character, like back and forth with the media, because they gonna be coming after them, and then in a way they gonna do more if they show that it's working. They try to antagonize them, especially when it comes to those press conferences. They're gonna put out hit pieces in the paper. They've done that over and over again for him and his dad. I don't see that changing. But I'm really wondering, like at this point, like if you were a team, how do you really see him, and what is his real value to you in your program? Because you're looking at a guy who he played all 4 years. He played at one level, went to another level. His numbers were pretty much consistent right out the gate. He didn't have the best offensive line. He made some mistakes, but I think everybody do. But his accuracy has proven for a long time to be on the upper echelon, consistently over 70%. People say, "Oh, you just dim and dunk. Oh, you just throw a little sideways pass." They've been trying to say that about him, but he's pretty accurate with his deep ball, because he don't overthrow you. He may underthrow you. Well, you still have a chance to catch it, get the first down. But what's better? Underthrow where he got to stop. Yeah, he could have scored, but he still had to stop and get tackled on the 10. You got a first down. You in the red zone. Yeah, he missed the touchdown. Or he overthrow the guy by 5 yards off his fingertips, and then the ball, it's third and whatever. When that could have been a 50-yard pass. So that's where his numbers come from. I mean, he's making completions. Even if he don't make the perfect throw, it's gonna be a completion, because he's not overthrowing a whole lot. See, a lot of times people have these rocket arms. I know people who like really brag on their arms. They overthrow, they overdo it to the point where it's almost like they showing off that they got an arm, or they showing that the receiver's slow, or they showing, hey, I can throw it 60 yards, 70 yards, but the receiver not there. And so it's like, sometimes that kind of backfires when you got these guys with these, I'm trying to show my arm out, versus I'm just gonna get the ball there and I'm gonna do it consistently. Show this pro day performance. There's not much more to can do at this point. I mean, and speaking of, I don't know when the pro day, it got to be coming up. Um, that'll be something to look at. I don't know how much they're gonna show. I don't know how they're gonna chop it up. I know Bucky will be there for that. So I don't know. I know there's everybody probably cover that. But my thing is, he set a precedence here. These supposed to be the guys, the top two guys. They clearly don't want that to happen. That'll just be a lot. The top two guys coming from one team, from one coach, and they both came from HBC. I think they're willing to give it to Travis, but they've already let it be known, like how they did with the Heisman. They don't want Shedeur to get that level of acknowledgement. One thing they're not going to do, they're not going to stop him from going pro. They might not even stop him from going first round, because he's a good quarterback and teams need quarterbacks. But it's something about, we're gonna kind of stick it to you a little bit, just to let you know, hey, it ain't what it is. And I don't know. It's not something that's going to end if you really think about it. It's not something that's going to end for him. So how does he really handle this situation? What is your strategy? Because you're not gonna be able to come back them for 15 years or whatever. And Shedeur, the difference between Shedeur and his dad, Shedeur is a quarterback. His dad is the DB. DB can antagonize whatever. You can't really do nothing to him. You can't really do nothing to him. We got athletic ability out this world, but Shador is a quarterback. They trying to get in your head. They trying to make you question this. They trying to keep you riled up and not focused. It's like they trying to make you not perform so what they're doing can be justified, even though it hasn't quite worked. Because even with Colorado, like he not only did he produce numbers, but eventually he ended up producing the wins in a short time where people couldn't really deny. Well, that was a drastic turnaround because they said that shouldn't be done to the third and fourth and fifth year. They just kept trying to speak it like they like saying that it's gonna stop him. So he's clearly a good quarterback, but at what point? At what point do he even appease somebody? Can he appease anybody? At what point does this subside? What can he do? I want to know from y'all in the chat. What can he do to make this go away? Do he go and win a Super Bowl? Do he go to the Super Bowl? Do he have a winning season? Do he go start his first year? Like, I don't know what this looks like for him when it comes to the NFL. I really don't. I don't know because I can say you go to a sorry team, is what you are. You're in the top rounds. You go to a sorry team, and let's say you have a winning record. What does that look like for him compared to another guy who in the same situation? What is that an opportunity to jab at the imperfection they have that they didn't have an undefeated season or they didn't go to the playoff? Or let's say you go to the playoff, like wow, but you do that first year, then you do that second year, or you don't win the big game because it's like the earlier you get there, the more expectation somebody's gonna have going forward. Cause now you got to do it next year. You're not slow building. Now you got to do it next year. And or now you don't win 2-3 years in a row. You can't win the big game, or you get to the NFC Championship, but you can't get to the Super Bowl. And then you get to the Super Bowl, you can't win a Super Bowl. I think that's anybody that you're dealing with gonna go through that. But when you already see the media hype on somebody to this degree, you kind of have an idea this thing can get pretty interesting. It can get interesting, for somebody like this when they're already looking for something to say. Let me say here, A1 Sports. All you gotta do is back his talk up and play, and that's enough. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what does that mean? What does that look like? Because that can be it can look different from me to you to him to whoever. And I think you can't stop people from talking because they can always find something to say. But what does the line get drawn? What does he have to do? Go 500? Not be on the bench? What does he do at the next level? Does he get a starting position versus being a backup? Take a losing team to a winning team? Take a losing team to the playoffs? I highly doubt you can go. That one guy can go in. Let's make a whole lot of changes and take a losing team to the Super Bowl. That would be a fairy tale, and that would take a drastic change other than just him. It might help him if he falls and goes to a better organization instead of the Saturn. All the pieces will be in place when he eventually take it. And I heard about this theory. I heard this theory on another content show. I think it was DVR or something like that some days ago, where they said that it's a scenario of him ending up who was it? Who was it? The Raiders? Somebody way at the bottom. Somebody end up like in the 20 some pick. And he dropped down there and he ends up in a situation. I don't even think it was the Raiders. I think it was who was it? It was a better team. And then they also trying to play with scenario of somebody possibly getting him in Travis, getting Travis early, him later. And that would just I don't know if that'd be helpful at this stage. Because you definitely don't want him in a situation where they act like he's just trying to get the ball to him and whatever. But it'll be great for whatever team it is because you got both of them on the same team. Of course, you're gonna get all the Colorado people, but you're gonna get all the hype. So that would be good. I doubt it happen. That's a lot of money. But then again, they're on these little rookie contracts, so it won't last long. Eventually, you got to pay up. In a few years, somebody gonna want that big money. It's hard to have multiple big money guys on there unless you're gonna completely build around them. And I just don't know. I don't know what that would look like. Yeah, believe it or not, that's what happened to Lamar Jackson. in the Ravens. What happened to Lamar Jackson in the Ravens? Is that he got picked later? Um, I don't know what happened to Lamar because Lamar came out Heisman. He's a big guy. Um, Even if the Ravens was a sorry team at that time, the Ravens do have history where they consistently been in the playoffs, even all the way back to Ray Lewis day. One thing about people like the Ravens, and even Philadelphia at this point, they've been on a good run in the last decade of just, even back when McNabb, where they were able to go to the playoffs, they weren't able to win, but it was there. It's some teams that historically, or just in the last 20 years or so, they've shown that they can consistently go to the playoff versus some programs who their reputation is quite opposite. They are teams that they don't go to the playoff. They don't win. You can name them. I mean, you think about when the last time the Jets been to the playoff, and when the last time the Jets just had consistent winning seasons. You can name teams like that. Some teams pop up every now and then, like a Browns, and like what Detroit is doing right now. Maybe Arizona. Some teams pop up every now and then, in out. Some teams consistently have winning records, like what you've seen with Tommy over in Pittsburgh. I don't think he's had a losing season since he's been there. So regardless of whether he went to the playoff, what he did in the playoffs, championship, they are winning programs. Versus some programs, they ain't did nothing but lose. Now some teams had a great quarterback that they fell off, like you seen with the Patriots, or you seen with the Indianapolis Colts, and they trying to fill in big shoes. And they had a good run, 15 years, whatever, with a great quarterback and a great team. Seattle went through that in the era. Russell Wilson was there and had a bunch of guys, the Legion of Doom and all that. Some teams have that, and then you kind of fall in that pocket. But you picking up a city that has a culture of winning. That could be a good situation where your team may have fell off in that window you're there, but they really typically a good team and they got a good leadership and box. Where they know how to build a team. But if you go to a legacy team, I think Jacksonville is one of those teams that kind of pop in now and then. I think at this point, Tennessee Titans is a pop in every now and then. You don't really know from year to year. But when I think about people like the Jets, I'm like, when was the last time were they ever good? Like for real. Maybe the Raiders pop in every now and then. They had some history, but they really ain't did a whole lot. And now they in Las Vegas. So you see that kind of losing trend kind of following them there because they ain't really did nothing in the most recent years. But I guess when it was in Oakland at least, but they have history on the back end, like back in the day. Raiders had good defense, stuff like that. Roll first round. Yeah, I don't know how that happened to Lamar, but I do know that they questioned could he throw and stuff like that. And there was some question like that. That was that whole, kind of still in the era of the black QB. Can you be a pocket passer versus just running? Like they tried to do to Michael Vick, but that's not Shedeur's issue. Shedeur don't get questioned on can he be a pocket passer. Now they want the mobile quarterbacks. Now they want the guys who could, you know, run and throw. I mean, that's the era he's in, ironically enough, while he's been a pure pocket passer. So I can see why that happened to Lamar, why they still was kind of wishing that he can be a Brady. Like Brady was still, those type of quarterbacks. But now he's cutting a new mold. He got a whole generation with Jaden Daniels. You got Hurt. You got people who they can hurt you really bad with them legs. It's a busted coverage or I don't know. It's a lot. You can get, they can go get them yards. They ain't gotta wait. They're not trapped because nobody open. So when you look at what's going on with Shedeur, I don't know. People have to decide what they want. I think it's ultimately gonna be down to what type of team that's available. And I don't know if I fully know that. I mean, it's been the craziest thing. Maybe because we watching a little closer. I don't typically watch it. I ain't really watching like that, honestly. But this thing has been flopping, flu. Not only the teams, but the type of players who can fall. Now I know that kind of usually happens, but I feel like isn't the most drastic shift for Shedeur to be considered the first pick, second pick, and then all of a sudden he in the 20. Nobody else doing that. Like nobody starts at first and end up at the back. unless they do some crazy crap, go get on the motorcycle, flip over, go get a DUI, go beat up a girl, something crazy. Something crazy got to happen. What has Shedeur done? What has Shedeur done other than just people talking? What has he done to warrant you moving him? He didn't go have a bad combine because he didn't do it. He didn't go and he didn't get hurt. I mean, what has he done to deserve, going from the front of the herd, pretty much guaranteed this was gonna be first or second? Like whoever narrative that was to now this new narrative. What has changed? What has changed? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, clearly the goalpost is moving because my question is, maybe y'all know something I don't. Has he done something publicly to mess up his value? Where you just say I feel like he's just gonna be 30th, versus first, second, at the latest fourth. How do you have that conversation for months, and then now you get right before the draft and you say, okay, this guy here is gonna be in the back, or you're gonna throw this new persona thing up. Like you don't interview this guy to death. And I know they say come from one coach or one QB coach, and he probably jealous because Shedeur ain't gonna want him as a QB coach. He got his own QB coach. He's probably insecure. I don't know what that is, but you don't have a chance to see him play. Y'all come to his practices all the time, talk to him while he's standing over there. He went to the Shrine of Bowl, and you got to talk to him there. He went to the combine, you got to talk to him there. And how does this one person get to say, maybe he don't want to deal with you, maybe you don't want to deal with him, but how does one person get to all of a sudden say something that hasn't been said? Because you had plenty of chance to say it. You don't say it everything else. How do you get a chance to say, okay, this guy don't care, he's cocky? Maybe he don't care about you. Maybe it's you. But one thing for sure, he's been in the spotlight. I mean, if you wanted to say that, you could have been said it. Is it that you've been wanting to say it? Because at the end of the day, you got cameras galore on his face. And he put out there, he got NIL brands, he do commercials. I don't know how you can say he don't care. Maybe you can say he cocky Eric. I think, 90% of the guys in the NFL, especially in that position, got to be that way. They going to be overly cocky and believe in themselves. But they can't say he don't care. I mean, he's not sitting around drinking beer, hanging out at the club versus training. His training regimen has not changed. Like I said from the beginning, he still trains hard. He's training even on vacation. He training. He taking his training people. He's not taking an entourage to go get high. He taking an entourage to make sure he still get his training in while he in Vegas. He go to a high school football field. While he in New Orleans, he go to a high school football field. He on a beach. He gonna go get somebody go catch on the side in the sand somewhere. He gonna get his little workout and he gonna maintain that thing. How do you say he don't care? That's what we're looking at. I have a lot of whys. I don't know. I had answers. Y'all had answers. But I just, being somebody who been following this guy, we seen the little reality shows and stuff. But I can say truly follow him when he went to Jackson State and his dad was there and his son. I'm like, okay, let me see what he looked like and seeing what he accomplished and seeing his development and seeing the type of work because we give him that insight through the well and through, now he got his own stuff. We get the insight to see what he's doing. So we ain't gotta have no little silly belief based off of somebody's opinion of him or make up opinion based off of what somebody said. We don't have to do that because we get to see firsthand, like as close to firsthand as possible, maybe second, what he's doing. And I think he cares. I think his personality has been consistent, but I also see the consistency of certain people kind of trying to kind of knock him down a little bit. And I believe it's because of his dad. I believe it is because, they don't kind of take stuff lying down. I think it's a combination of things. I think when you go back and forth with it, they want to go back and forth with you when you embarrass them. But at the same time, they expect you to kind of take the nonsense that they say about you. And they do it as almost to provoke you to be able to say, see, look at him. And it's interesting that they would do that to them, but I don't really see them do that to a lot of people. But maybe they feel like they got the right to do that because you are a public figure. And they tend to do that to public figures more than just athletes. A regular athlete don't go through this. public figures do all the time. Movie stars, entertainers, public figures get scrutinized. People worry about everything about their business that they shouldn't, who they dating, what they eating, what they doing. Maybe that's just me just talking. I never really said that before, but maybe it's that public figure component combined with this athletic component that's raggedy, because you don't really see athletes get treated like this until they get in the public light as a public figure, and they treat you like paparazzi treat, the top actor. Maybe that's what it is. Y'all tell me what you think. Well, I'm just Greg. Greg said, y'all, I want to come through and talk to y'all. Clearly, this thing is not over. Who knows what's coming up? Especially when the draft, we're gonna have a lot to talk about, especially after this pro day, and then we start seeing what happened actually at the draft. It's a lot to come. I appreciate y'all coming through early this Sunday morning. I'm gonna keep on moving, y'all. Hit my little 30 minutes and go ahead and get dressed and get out of here. But make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment. Got some stuff coming throughout the week. So y'all be on the lookout. Y'all have a great rest of y'all Sunday. I'll be talking with y'all.